This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to get right to Bob because we do have some possible severe weather that is heading in our direction. Bob.
Yeah, an update now at 11 o'clock. The Storm Prediction Center, which monitors the severity of these storms, is suggesting maybe a little heightened risk now for our coast. We'll show you that in a minute. But the area of low pressure, which is driving everything, is now moving through southern Illinois. The actual cold front itself is still back here, moving through Alabama. Still some rough weather blowing up near Atlanta and southward where there is a tornado watch. This is the prefrontal trough, which can sometimes be very active and cause some significant problems. We're going to watch this trough progress in our general direction, and the individual isolated storms associated with it are already starting to flare up well offshore. This is the line that we'll watch. It could be on our doorstep just after 4 a.m. These individual cells, then the actual cold front will come through around looks like 7 to 8 o'clock. There have been tornadoes with this particular system, but it looks like the main energy with it will pass well to the north of us. But there's still an elevated risk of some tornadic activity into Georgia, extending down into southeastern portions of Alabama tonight. There is one tornado warning active right now in southeast Georgia. Earlier today at 6 o'clock, we were in the marginal range right there in that green area. You see that one little green sliver, and now we're into the slight range. So that has increased somewhat for us. We're going to see the potential for a slight risk of severe weather, meaning storms with winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, a small hail, heavy lightning, and it looks like there's a possibility now of isolated tornadoes. Again, earlier this evening, we were at 2%. Now we're at 5%. And 5% chance, not a lot, but it can happen. We saw that back in January of 2016 when we had those tornadoes move through. It was at a slight risk, just at 5% chance. Again, the RPM forecast model showing that line of intense storms moving through anywhere after 6 a.m. and then clearing the area rather quickly by 10 o'clock. It should be out of our viewing area. But I have to let you know that at 4 a.m., we're going to be watching some individual cells out there in the Gulf of Mexico with that squall line developing now just about 190 miles west of our area. That has the potential for producing some rough weather. We'll have much more on this and let you know about an earthquake in Georgia coming up in a few minutes. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A brush fire in Charlotte County affecting drivers is now mostly contained. It started around 2 p.m. on Oil Well Road in Punta Gorda and grew to about 180 acres. Firefighters say they arrived on scene and found the fire with some homes in danger. They worked quickly to protect those homes, and none have been damaged at this point. Florida Forest Service responded with multiple tractors and 2 air units. The fire closed part of Oil Well Road near the Hollow Road. The fire is now about 80% contained. State Attorney Ed Brodsky has found a Port Charlotte woman guilty of exploitation of an elderly person involving more than $50,000. Linda Williams' trial finished up today at the Sarasota County Courthouse. State Attorney Brodsky Williams is accused of committing this crime between July 2014 and December of 2015. Williams became the power of attorney for her aunt, and she completely depleted the $50,000 in her checking account. The case was investigated by the Northport Police Department. Williams's sentencing hearing is scheduled for May 16th. Manatee County is making a strong push to prevent drownings. It's a problem that has affected the county, especially over the last year. A pool and water safety campaign now underway. ABC7's Rick Adams is joining us live from the John Marble Pool in Bradenton with more tonight. Rick.
Yeah, Haley, this campaign is so important for Manatee County. Drownings and near drownings have become such a big problem. The numbers are frightening. 26 drownings or near drownings in 2016 in Manatee County, a lot of them involving young children. Heather Junkeda of Mayaca has 3 children, ages 7, 10, and 12. She tells us that all of her kids knew how to swim from a very early age.
In Florida, it's a must. There's so much water here, and it can happen so quickly where you lose attention just for a couple minutes and a kid can be in a pond.
Manatee County is doing everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. Back on April 1st, they rolled out the April Pools Day campaign. It's a pool and water safety campaign where the county is taking a proactive approach, educating folks about ways to prevent drownings or near drownings.
What we've been doing is public outreach, so we're setting up at businesses that'll allow us to be there and handing out information, having a conversation with parents and guardians. So that's been helpful.
Whether you're at the beach or at a pool like this, having important knowledge around the water could be the difference difference between life and death. There are 6 important steps parents can do to prevent drownings. They include supervision of children, barriers around the home such as alarms and locks, barriers around the pool, don't entice kids with toys by the pool, swim lessons, and learning CPR. Dwyer tells us any place where there is water, it can turn into a tragic situation.
Even bathtubs, there's that shallow of water can kind of, a drowning can happen for a smaller kid, inches of water, and it can happen in seconds. So pools, bathtubs, containers of water, and yes, of course, the beach.
For Julie Santiago, much of her life is surrounded by water. The mother of 3 is the club coach for the Tsunami swim team and also the head coach for the Lakewood Ranch High School swimming team.
I really feel that it's important for every child to know how to swim, to feel safe around a pool, for a parent to feel secure about having their child near water, because in most circumstances, they're going to be near water.
And nationwide, the numbers are staggering. Nearly 800 children drowned last year alone. Reporting live from Bradenton this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. A dramatic rescue caught on camera. The Coast Guard medevaced a 19-year-old man from a shrimping boat today about 7 miles west of Egmont Key. The captain of the boat, Sea Rider, contacted the Coast Guard because one of his crew members was experiencing chest pains. The crew treated the man with first aid and coordinated the station Cortez crew. The man was transferred to EMS in stable condition. The Sarasota Police Department and Mote Marine Lab are working together to help an injured turtle. The large loggerhead sea turtle was found swimming near Big Pass today. Dive team officers became concerned when they found the turtle did not dive back under the water when they drove by on the boat. They realized he was sick once they pulled the turtle onto the boat. One of the first symptoms of a sick loggerhead turtle is its inability to dive underwater when a potential predator approaches. The turtle is now at Mote Marine Lab's hospital for care.
When these animals come in, our main goal is to get them stabilized and to get them eating again. And once their activity increases and they have a good appetite, we'll monitor their blood as well to make sure there's no signs of infection, and then hopefully get the animal back out in a relatively quick period of time.
The dive team nicknamed the turtle Trippy after an officer, Trip Schwank, who is an Olympic gold medal swimmer. So hopefully this turtle will soon recover and take after his namesake. The town of Longboat Key hosting a lighting workshop this afternoon in an effort to educate people about protecting sea turtles. The town adopted an ordinance last year with stringent lighting rules for Gulffront properties. Artificial lighting on the beach can disorient sea turtles and their hatchlings and cause them to head in the opposite direction of the Gulf. Sea Turtle Conservancy scientist Rick Heron says there are simple ways to fix the impact of lighting.
Changing your lights to amber LEDs, and shielding the light from the beach and lowering the light so that it's not visible from the beach.
Turtle nesting season runs from May 1st through October 31st. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, death and destruction caused by mudslides in Colombia. A look at that situation. Plus, how a boy's cell phone caused the evacuation of his entire school in Deerfield Beach.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Very active. I was talking to my parents up in Atlanta. They said it's pretty rough weather up there.
Yeah, all over the southeast. Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee. It's been rough going. We had the bridge collapse a couple days ago up there in Atlanta. On top of that, earthquakes. That's right, one yesterday and another one just to the west of Augusta tonight. This happened just after 10 o'clock. There was an earthquake that was felt all the way over to Atlanta. It was east of Atlanta, but nonetheless, it occurred there. And they've had tornado warnings there, and now a little earthquake occurring just to the west of Augusta, where the Masters is held. You can see it right there just about an hour ago. So all sorts of things happening up there in the southeast, in Georgia particularly. We've had warm weather here, record-breaking week with highs reaching into the low to mid-90s in places. That's about to come to an abrupt end by tomorrow midday. That front will have moved through. Sea conditions are tough going, folks. Boating out of the question, I think, over the next 3 days. It won't get better until Sunday midday. Now, that was some Kathleen Brunt near the Venice Jetty, and Casey Key, a brilliant sky there with some cirrus clouds being lit up by the sun as it was setting. Weather headlines: strong storms on Thursday morning. The potential for severe weather, winds gusting as high as maybe 60, 65 miles an hour. Small hail and isolated tornadoes not out of the question. Turning breezy and cooler throughout the afternoon. Temperatures typically warm up in the afternoon. They'll be falling throughout the day. And then hazardous boat conditions riding in through Saturday, subsiding by Sunday. Temperatures right now still very warm at this hour. Mid-70s. The Gulf water temperature, too, at 79, a little warmer than average. And that may aid to the development and the intensity of the storms as they approach from the west. 74 in Arcadia, now 76 in Northport, Inglewood at 77 degrees. Satellite and radar imagery showing some rough weather into Ohio, now into West Virginia, now extending down. This is the actual cold front right through Atlanta and then places to the south. Notice the line of the cold front, not all that intense. That will start to intensify somewhat as it gets into the Gulf of Mexico. But this is the prefrontal trough, if you will, out ahead of the actual cold front. And the individual cells are the ones you have to worry about for the potential for turning into possibly some rotation or some circulation that would be identified as a tornado. And these are still a long way off, over 170 miles west of the Suncoast at this time. And it's taking about 30 miles an hour. So you get the picture right around 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Those individual cells will be close to us, and then the line itself will move through just around sunrise. A tornado watch is in effect for Georgia and into Alabama. Nothing for us right now. No tornado watches or severe thunderstorm watches at this point. We do have a rip current advisory, a small craft advisory in effect, and looks like high fire danger on Friday as a result of the low humidity and strong winds that'll still be around. Future winds showing them out of the south tonight, and then they quickly turn to the northwest and stay strong up to 15 to 20, gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. That's causing some rip currents to be with us, so a rip current advisory will stay with us tomorrow and Friday. I know a lot of beachgoers and surfers like to get out there in the water. Be careful. There'll be quite a few rip currents around. 76 degrees our current temp. Winds are out of the south-southwest at 11. And the high today, another warm day. You can say goodbye to the 80s, though, for a while. We're going to see temperatures well below seasonal averages, and we could use a little bit of rainfall. We're not going to get a whole lot, a half inch, not out of the question. Some isolated areas may see an inch of rainfall, but the line itself should be clearing our area by 10 o'clock. Most of the heavy weather should be out and gone. So our timing will be some isolated cells right around 4 or shortly thereafter, and then the main line coming through anywhere from 6 to 9 o'clock across our viewing area. Small craft advisory I mentioned through Saturday. Northwest winds at 20 knots, seas building 4 to 6 feet. Upcoming tide, a low tide at 5:08 tomorrow morning. Tonight, increasing clouds, some showers developing after midnight, low of 72. And then tomorrow, 70% chance for showers and storms, 75, but that temperature will fall throughout the afternoon. The extended forecast, a return of winter for a couple of days anyway. Highs in the low 70s on Friday and Saturday, and lows in the low 50s Saturday and Sunday morning. Then a quick warm-up after that. Haley?
All right. Thank you, Bob. We do have a correction to a story earlier in our newscast. Linda Williams was convicted by a jury on charges of exploitation of the elderly. Now to other news. The death toll continues to rise from Colombia's mudslides. President Juan Manuel Santos announced it is now at 293. Torrential rains last week caused 3 rivers to flood that sent a torrent of mud and debris surging through the city. The president also said 314 people are still missing and 2,700 people are living in shelters. The former national security advisor says her actions were routine and in no way political, but Republicans are calling her the smoking gun. Former national security advisor Susan Rice under fire and firing back after a new report claims she may have improperly disclosed or unmasked the names of Trump associates whose conversations were picked up by U.S. intelligence agencies. Rice telling MSNBC that she did unmask the identities of Americans picked up by surveillance, but that's not illegal, and she says it was part of the job. And it is only illegal if someone leaks those names to the press. Some political analysts say that's not the case here.
There's not evidence at this point. It also goes to the intent of any unmasking.
On Capitol Hill, Republican lawmakers are demanding that intelligence committees call Rice to testify. A 9-year-old Florida boy and his mother are speaking out hours after officials say the boy's cell phone battery caught on fire during class, prompting an evacuation of his entire elementary school in Deerfield Beach. Nicole Linslaughter reports.
I like to play Super City, pop sing, and wrestling.
For the unfamiliar, those are games 9-year-old Jamar Dean likes to play on his CoolPad cell phone.
Mario 1, Dig Out.
But the Deerfield Park Elementary 3rd grader won't be playing those games for a while because, as Jamar's principal told his mom Tuesday morning,
Jamar's phone had exploded on him.
Jamar says he was in class when he heard the phone beeping.
I had to take my battery out, so when I took my battery out, I put it in my desk, and it had a little, and I looked, and it had a little hole. When I had dropped it, it started to sparkle.
That sparkle, as he called it, burned right through the classroom's linoleum floor when he dropped the battery.
It was pretty hot, so fortunately, he was not injured seriously.
Just a few minor burns to his ankle, but the battery clearly charred. The fire department called and the school evacuated as a precaution.
It's crazy. I mean, products nowadays are just not safe in some cases.
A lot of phones been messing up lately, so I think they should just start looking more into it, because that's a 3rd grader.
So will Jamar be getting a new phone?
You're gonna wait. I guess because of this experience that he has had, he's probably nervous. But we're gonna bypass it, right? Because we're strong. I'm just happy that my babies, everything turned out well.
In other news, several organizations are working together to remove dangerous drugs from Florida highways. In just 1 week, Florida Highway Patrol and participating law enforcement officers made 327 traffic stops, issued 100 citations, and conducted 100 car inspections. The team with Operation Ground Up discovered 6.8 grams of crack cocaine, 7.2 grams of heroin, 72 grams of bath salts, and 422 grams of marijuana, along with doses of Oxycontin, Adderall, and other drugs. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
The following is a paid advertisement for me. Guillermo, I want you to lift that cloth up, and I want you to pull out what's underneath that cloth.
Banana cream.
No! No!
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Florida Studio Theater presents Piano Men, held over by popular demand through April 2nd. Attributing the virtuosity and elegance of the Piano Man, Piano Men features the works of 20th century's best pianists and songwriters. Featuring songs from music icons such as Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, and Barry Manilow, don't miss what critics are saying is energetic with fun and playful performances that evokes hits of an era. Piano Men is held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Now, sports.
Rays pitcher Alex Cobb beginning his first full season tonight since undergoing Tommy John surgery nearly 2 years ago. Cobb trying to give the Rays the series win over the visiting Yankees. A good start for the Rays. Corey Dickerson gets a homer to deep left center, and the Rays lead 1-0. But Yankees' Jacoby Ellsbury takes the pitch to deep right for a solo home run and ties the game at 1. Bottom of the second inning now. Derek Norris singles to right center, and Logan Morrison and Malik Smith both score. And then later that inning, Corey Dickerson hits the single RBI to right field, and that scores Derek Norris. A great game for the Rays. Final score 4-1. One of the favorites at this week's Masters Golf Tournament may not tee off when it begins tomorrow. The agent for Dustin Johnson says the golfer fell on some stairs at the home he's been renting in Augusta, Georgia, and injured his back. The world's #1 player landed hard on his lower back and is now resting with some discomfort. Doctors have advised Johnson to remain stable and start taking anti-inflammatory medication. Johnson is scheduled to tee off tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll see what happens. Today, the weather, though, causing some problems at the Masters. Fans were ordered to evacuate Augusta National Golf Club due to a fast-moving thunderstorm that Bob was telling us about earlier. The course was reopened after about 2.5 hours. Golfers then returned to play the annual Par 3 contest, which traditionally takes place the day before the first round of the Masters. But Play was stopped again, and the course was cleared when the area was placed under a tornado watch. The weather is supposed to be better when the first major tees off tomorrow. And past champion Phil Mickelson says he's thrilled to be back at Augusta.
I think that for a golfer who plays golf for a living, who loves the game, I can't think of a place that you would want to win at and be a part of the history more than Augusta National, because you get to come back every year, be a part of this tournament. You get treated like royalty here as a past champion. I just can't get over the way the club, the chairman, everybody here, all the members treat the past champions. It's the greatest feeling to be a part of that.
The Masters will continue tomorrow at 7:45 a.m. with live streaming of the competition on the Masters website. Amazon is getting into the pro football streaming business. Amazon will partner with the NFL to live stream 10 Thursday night games during the upcoming season. The online giant will pay $50 million to stream those games. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube were also in the running for NFL live streaming for those rights. The NFL partnered with Twitter on a similar deal last year. Twitter says the live stream of its first NFL game reached more than 2 million people, but that number does include anyone who watched the game for at least 3 seconds. So we're not sure if they were intentional viewers. We'll see how Amazon goes. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
It's going to get a little rough.
A little dicey, yeah. Showers and storms, a possibility of severe weather. They're developing out in the Gulf of Mexico right now. You can see that intense line. It's still over 150 miles west of us, so it's going to take a while. I think after 4 a.m., we could start to see some stronger cells moving onshore, so keep that in mind. All of it's out of here pretty quick, though.
So hopefully everyone will be asleep and safe at home. Have a good night.